Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Jameson's Friends Ghost Stories. And today we've got some very unique stories. And as always, they're from my friends. So the first ghost story is from a friend of mine, Mike Jones, from the Pound of Meat podcast. Thank you Mike, for sending in your story, your personal experience here. He says, back in college, I took a paranormal class. Went to go visit a hotel that was haunted by a ghost named Dapper Dan. Caught nothing while filming. So, as it happens, I've went ghost hunting with friends before, and felt like nothing has happened that we caught. Or it felt like nothing even tried to happen, really. Yeah. Me and another person were packing up our gear, I guess, for the night. We were alone in the room. We were putting up the equipment, and I noticed there was one long extension cord on the table in the middle of it. And he says, no one would do this. No one would mess with the stuff to get anyone's attention, to mess around or anything. No one was a jokester around there, basically. But I guess he looked away, and he looked back. The extension cord was on the floor, and almost like a snake rolling up. You know how snakes curl up like that, and he watched it in slow motion as it did that. He ran out of there, as you would do. So thank you for your experience, Matt Jones. Let's see. So this is kind of a long one. Let me see if I can get it to read right here. Okay, from another friend of mine. She says that her scariest ghost experience was when one of her exes lived in a haunted house. We would hear something running up and down the hall all the time, but we were teenagers and staying with his parents, and he had two young siblings there too. One was a toddler. The toddler always talked about how a man would float through the walls. We saw dark shadows at night downstairs. One night his dog was asleep against the door, and we were in bed, and something banged on the door super loud. We both woke up out of a dead sleep, and the dog climbed in his bed. We were so scared we called his mom on the phone and woke her up, and she hadn't heard anything at all. I tried so hard to write it off as his brother playing a prank or something. Fast forward to a while later, no one was staying at the house, and his mom came into town needing to load up a few things out of the house. I went over there with her, and we had been getting a few things out of the house for her. But we went outside and sat on the steps of her kitchen. It was really a nice older house. It was a really nice older house that had shutter-style kitchen doors that swing open to a brick patio/stairway area. So we're sitting on these steps and talking, and I felt something land on my shoulder blade. I thought it was a bug or a beetle, so I was like, oh my God, get it off me. And I turned my back towards her to get the bug off, but she hadn't moved. And as I turned, I felt a hand run down my spine, and I went pale white, and she could tell something was wrong, but she said, I don't see anything. At the same time that I felt the hand go down my spine and I jumped, I got in my car, and I've never been back to the house since. Thank you for that story. We have another one. Um, from a woman I've known for years now. We'll talk. We used to talk at the store she'd work at. You know who you are. Thank you for all your stories. This is one of her many stories. The next episode is basically going to be her stories because she has quite a few. If she wants to be mentioned, she can let me know, but she did not specify. She said I was about 12 or 13. An older man named Pete, a local watchmaker, had just passed away in his house alone. A friend and I peeked into his windows to see if we could see movement in his apartment. There was no movement. There was just a dead man with rigor mortis. He sat in a fallen back chair. Not long after that, while at my sister's house at between 10 and 11 p.m., my mom and older sister were trying to conjure up spirits. I was not approving of this, but my mom kept saying she saw clocks and watches trying to come into focus, which made her freak out. It was Pete trying to visit from beyond the grave. Well, that, you guys, that's all the stories I have today. Tune in next time. We might have a few more. Next week's will probably be the last one, being that it will be the 31st is on a Sunday. So, with that, I hope you've enjoyed these couple episodes. And I hope you enjoy next week's episode. Until next week, you guys. It was not a ghost that blew that paper off my bed. That was just the wind from my fan being on full blast right now. Until next time, you guys, don't forget, send in your ghost stories. And my cat won't send. So, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Stay cool. Rock on. See y'all.
Me.